Good evening and welcome to Etown News. I'm Phillip.
And I'm Will Beath. An update on the yearly Ireland trip, OSA's Paint and Sip Night, and more coming up right after this.
This upcoming May, Dr. Tara Moore will be leading a trip to Ireland through the Elizabethtown College Study Abroad program. The excursion begins in Dublin, followed by the beautiful towns of Galway, Killarney, and Cork. There will also be stops at cultural landmarks such as Blarney Castle, Cliffs of Moher, and more. The Creative Expression course, Travel Writing, will be taught on the trip, so participating students will get the core requirement. To register or get more information, email Dr. Moore at moret@etown.edu.
Last week, on Saturday, September 15th, OSA held their Paint and Sip event in the J Lounge from 6 to 11 p.m. There were 2 sessions throughout the night. The first was instructor-led, as students followed along, creating an amazing fall painting. The second was a free painting session, where students could take their time making their own masterpieces throughout the night. Students in attendance were able to talk and meet new people while enjoying beverages available from Conrad's Corner. To stay up to date on the latest events happening on campus, be sure to follow OSA on Instagram at Etown OSA.
This past week, Elizabethtown College celebrated World Mental Health Day and National Suicide Prevention Week. The college held programs on Tuesday, September 10th in the Leffler Chapel and Performance Center. This included a town hall discussion on the topics in the M&M Mars room from 5:30 to 6:30 that evening. They also held events throughout the week prioritizing mental health. The college always offers in-person counseling services at the BSC, Suite 216, and also has a chapter of the Hidden Opponent, a nonprofit that specializes in student-athlete mental health. If you would like more information on how to become involved with the Hidden Opponent, contact Campus Captain Gwyneth Young at youngg1@etown.edu. Coming up, October 10th is World Mental Health Awareness Day.
Last Thursday, K-Pets Therapy visited the Bowers Center Upstairs Lounge as part of Suicide Prevention Week. K-Pets is an organization that provides pet therapy services through volunteers and their companion animals. They often visit facilities like hospitals, schools, and retirement communities. Blue Jays spent the afternoon with their favorite furry friends to participate in some pet therapy. From 4:30 to 6:30 p.m., any Etown student could pet some therapy dogs to relieve their stress. Etown's Truman, the therapy doodle, was there making new friends throughout the night and got plenty of treats.
On Friday, Elizabethtown College kicked off its Hispanic Heritage Month celebration with the Latinx Hispanic Student Union in the BSC. The kickoff featured flags being raised in the BSC, Spanish music filling the halls, and speeches from the Director of Student Diversity, Equity, and Belonging, Darcy Mills, as well as a speech from LHSU President Samantha Yanez. ECTV spoke with Yanez about Hispanic Heritage Month plans and what the month means to her.
Hispanic Heritage Month to me is about those who came before us. It is about the generations that built a road to connect us all as a community. So this year, I feel like it went as best as it could be. I feel like a lot of people came. There's a little bit of candy left for our next event, so that'd be cool. So this year, LHSU is planning to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month by starting off with a game night. So hopefully we'll get that in as soon as possible. We'll be sending out an email. We might also be doing some presentations about the Independence Day of the other countries that celebrate this month. So that's going to be just a couple things that we're going to be doing.
The event had a good turnout, featuring students and faculty alike. After the speeches, attendees could read about the culture as well as mental health and social justice resources for students. They were also allowed to try different Hispanic treats, such as mazepan and babalu.
This past Saturday, Elizabethtown College students enjoyed a baseball game at College Night with the Lancaster Stormers at Clipper Magazine Stadium. While the Stormers lost to the visiting Staten Island Ferryhawks 6-2, students in attendance were still able to enjoy a night of fun while hanging out with their fellow Blue Jays and watching some standout performances from Stormers players. Catcher Chris Proctor went 4-4 with 3 stolen bases, and outfielder Sean Dunstan Jr. hit a home run. After the game, fans were treated to a fireworks show as they headed out for the night. If you're interested in going back for another game, the Stormers will play the York Revolution in the Atlantic League playoffs September 17th and 18th at home. Now here's Ella Kocher with your weekly Etown sports updates.
Thanks, Will. The women's cross-country team kicked off a strong weekend from our Blue Jay Athletics with a win in the Blue Jay Alumni Challenge. 5th year Kelty Oster won yet another race, her 3rd straight win to start the season. 2nd year Kelly Fitzgerald, 4th year Morny Basak, and 3rd year Gwen Young and Isabel Anderson also finished highly in the top 6, helping guide the Blue Jays to a 19-43 win. The men's team also raced in the Blue Jay Alumni Challenge, and their side fell 17-38. The alumni dominated this one, taking the top 3 spots by the end of the race. The highest finishing Blue Jay was Carson Wildley, who finished 4th. Both teams will race again on Saturday, October 5th at the Paul Shore Invitational in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. The men's soccer team got back to their winning ways on Saturday with a 3-0 win against Stevenson on the road. It was a slow start for both teams, but Etown would score 3 goals in the second half. Goal scorers included 4th years Andrew Merchant and Hayden Oldham, and 2nd year Sean Reber. Etown earned a clean sheet and earned their 2nd win of the season. The team will get back on the field tonight, where they play Messiah at 7 p.m. for the Marshmallow game. Be sure to come prepared with marshmallows and cheer on the team for this classic event. The women's soccer team celebrated their senior day with a 1-0 win over Stevenson this past Saturday at home. It was an incredible performance by the Blue Jays out of the gates in this one. They dominated the middle of the field and controlled the ball throughout most of the first half. This led to the big chances for Etown. However, Stevenson's goalkeeper and defense played a crucial part, and the Jays could not convert their chances. In return, Stevenson had chances in transformation, but the Blue Jays defense did a great job of pressuring the ball and forcing the Mustangs onto taking shots from tough angles. By halftime, the scoreboard read 0-0. The second half was much of the same from both sides. Etown kept the ball in the offensive half and the field, playing smart and creating opportunities. In the 57th minute, they struck gold. Third-year midfielder Jenna Hoffman found the back of the net to give Etown a 1-0 lead. Later, Stevenson began finding some space in the box, but fourth-year goalie Adrian McGallagher and the Etown defense kept the clean sheet intact. While Etown had a chance to go up to 2-0 with a penalty, a miss kept Stevenson in it. However, Etown's impressive midfield and defense paid close out as time expired. This moves the Jays to a 3-1-1 on the season. The team's next game will be on Saturday at 1 p.m. against St. Mary's, Maryland on the road. The women's volleyball team won 1 and lost 1 in their doubleheader on Saturday. They started the day with a 3-2 win over Chapman University. It was a tough start for the Jays as they dropped the first set. Things quickly turned around, though, while Etown winning the next 2 sets and eventually taking a dominant 5th set to win the match. Game 2 was another match that went the distance. The team fought hard against Penn State Altoona, but found themselves fighting from behind for majority of the game. They would lose the first set, but tie it up time and time again. As it went to the 5th set, the day would end in defeat, though, with Penn State Altoona winning the final set 15-10. The next match will be tomorrow night at home against Wilson College. The field hockey team capped off an outstanding weekend for Etown with a 4-3 win over Albright College. The teams went goal for goal, but by the end of it, Etown had a slight advantage and won this one by a score of 4-3. Fourth-year Riley Stefan found the back of the net twice to put the Jays in front. Third-year Drew Bridges and second-year Hannah Long also assisted in the scoring efforts, Long's being the eventual winner. The Blue Jays took a look at a winning streak tonight when they face Hood College at 7 p.m. The men's tennis team also had a solid showing over the weekend. They made up King's Invitational, which had been postponed last week. In the event, the 2 Blue Jays came out victorious, both coming in single matches. Second-year Stefanos Billis won his final match in 3 sets, 6-1, 3-6, and 10-8. Second-year Kyler Henney also earned a finals win. This one would come in 2 sets, winning 6-4 and 6-1. This Saturday, the Blue Jays will battle Penn State Abington at 12 p.m. in Abington, Pennsylvania. That's all your Etown sports updates. Now here's Wesley with the weather.
Hello folks, and welcome to the weekly weather watch, where we cover the weather once a week, rain or shine. I'm your host, Wesley Ryan, and today, Wednesday the 18th, we're seeing some rain with a high of 74 and a low of 65. Tomorrow, we'll be seeing more rain with a high of 73 and a low of 64. On Friday, we're seeing, still more rain with a high of 77 and a low of 61. And then we're clearing things up on Saturday, the 21st, with a high of 74 and a low of 56. And on Sunday, my birthday, 73 high and low of 54. On Monday, we're expecting a high of 73 and a low of 56. And on Tuesday, we're expecting a high of 73 and a low of 57. Thanks for tuning in to the Weekly Weather Watch. I'm Wesley Ryan. Now back to Phillip and Will in the studio.
Are you someone who loves video games, who is looking for a fun place to make new friends and pass the time? If so, the Elizabethtown Gamers Guild could be the club for you. The club looks to bring students together for hours of fun and games in an environment that's welcoming to everyone. Their meetings happen every 2 weeks and allow an opportunity for students to unwind and relieve stress while playing their favorite video games. The club will also hold several events throughout the semester, targeting at least once a month. These events can include games anywhere, ranging from Jackbox to Pokemon tournaments. For more information on how to get involved, email Club President Neil Dibbins at dibbins@etown.edu.
In the pop culture scene, the Emmys were held over the weekend on Sunday. Some of our favorite shows and actors were awarded for their hard work efforts in the television industry. Shows like The Bear and Shogun dominated the night, with Shogun winning Best Drama and Actors and directors from both shows taking home several Emmys throughout the night. Congrats to all of the winners. That's all for this week, Jays. Remember to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at ECTV40 for all the latest updates on our shows. I'm Will Veith.
And I'm Phillip Patches. Have a great week, and remember to
Take flight, Etown.